Hi Ellie, I was wondering if I can ask you some questions.
Sure.
Can you state how old you are?
I'm 18.
Do you watch horror films?
I do.
What type of horror would you typically watch?
I do like some war films, but I prefer the more psychological thriller sort of genre.
So your preferred genre would be psychological?
Yes.
Do you watch horror films at the cinema?
I do.
How would you watch your film? Would you download it, rent it, or would you go to the cinema?
If it was just come out, then I'd go to the cinema because I like the experience with all the surround sound and things. But normally I wouldn't bother renting if I was going to get a film. I'd download it off the internet or just buy it.
Would you ever consider using Netflix or LoveFilm?
I think it's a good idea. I just haven't really, a monthly subscription to something is, something you have to think about.
Okay, how often would you say you would watch a horror?
Maybe once a month, perhaps. Yeah, about once a month, yeah.
Why do you watch horror films?
I like the thrill of the unfamiliar and I like to be scared, as silly as that sounds.
Okay, so if you was to go to the Blockbuster and buy a horror, would you share it and pass it on after? Would you recommend it?
If it was a really good film, then yeah, I'd definitely say to my friends, you need to watch this, or it'd be like a group thing, have everyone around to watch the whole film kind of thing.
Would you still go to a Blockbuster or any other alternative?
It's a dying market, really. I mean, occasionally I do go to Blockbuster just to see what's about, but really, I wouldn't do.
Okay, so are you a member of Blockbuster?
I am a member.
How often would you go there?
Oh my god. Maybe like twice a year, less than that.
Would you consider their deals to be a rip-off?
Well, just the fact that it's quite, iTunes and things do rentals now. There's so many other ways you can get films these days.
Okay, so what is your favourite stereotype of a character?
Someone who's got something to hide, probably. A good character that turns out to be bad, probably.
Okay, what is your top 3 favourite horror films?
Ooh, okay. Silence of the Lambs has got to be up there. I really like Shutter Island, actually, with Leo. Other good horror films. As much as like House of Wax, I know it's quite cheesy, but I still really like that film.
When looking for a specific horror film or any type of film, would you look for a specific actor, actress, or even director?
Well, I do tend to watch a lot of Tim Burton films just because I find them quite artistic, but classing them as a horror film is something else. They're quite dark. But special stuff with Johnny Depp in, I'm there.
Okay, so if you was to go to the cinema, how much would you expect to pay? What would you call, reasonable?
Local cinema that's not a chain brand is about £4 to £5, but then chain brands are like £7. So if it's a really good film, I will pay probably about £7, and then with food, so quite happy to spend about £20 at the cinema.
Okay, so how much would you like to pay for a film or horror on DVD or Blu-ray?
I probably wouldn't spend more than £10.
So therefore, would you rather go to a shop and buy the DVD than go to the cinema?
I'd probably rather go to the cinema.
For the experience? Right, okay, thank you, Ellie. Please state your age.
17, 16.
Do you watch horror or thrillers?
Yes. Not really.
Okay, what horror thriller genre would you prefer?
The psychological thrillers. Yeah, psychological.
Would you go to the cinema to watch them?
Yes. No.
Okay, can you please state why?
There's like scarier atmosphere, like the big screen, like louder sound. You can't control the sound.
How would you rather watch your films? By downloading, renting, or going to the cinema?
Probably going to the cinema. If it was any film, then it'd be cinema. But if it was a horror, probably rent.
Would you ever consider Netflix or LoveFilm?
Yeah.
How often do you watch films? Daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly?
Monthly.
Why do you watch horror or thrillers?
I like the twists in the plot are different to all the other genres. Yeah, the plots, again, like the plots are different, but you still get like the story is more interesting.
After watching a film, would you share or pass it on afterwards?
If it was good, yeah.
Yeah, if it was good.
Would you still use a typical Blockbuster or any other alternative?
I don't, but I would consider it.
Yeah.
Are any of you a member?
No.
My mum is.
How often would you rent or buy from there? Weekly,
we
monthly, yearly or other?
do it about monthly.
Do you have a favourite stereotypical character?
I like the murderers or whoever the actual person is who did it.
Yeah, I quite like the murderers because like the killers are always quite interesting. Most of them, they've got something about them that's quite...
It's always someone you didn't expect.
Yeah.
How much would you consider a reasonable price for a cinema ticket?
Oh, £5 to £10, something like that.
Yeah. They're not very
5 to 50.
reasonable, but that's kind of the average, but
Average.
I don't think it's reasonable. I think about £3.
Okay, thank you, girls.